everyone, welcome to another video. It's still saying live with 0 seconds. Oh, no, it's fixed. I wasn't able to go to Guilds of Ravnica pre-release, obviously, but we went to a store, Ravnica, and they had some of them, so we got them. I was just wondering about y'all's pre-release experience. How much do they charge? How did you lose? What guild did you get or pick? I don't know. I guess you get to pick until they run out of that guild. You know what I mean? Which they charge $29.99 for these. I know in Dyersburg they charge like $25, but that's a little bit different. Who knows? I just wonder how much it costs where you live. What price support do they offer? How'd it go? Which Golgari, I can't even say words, is life, death, and rebirth, obviously. It's green-black. Little cardboard thing on the outside, and then the little symbol for Golgari. Ooh, I've got a cool little die here, which I bet all Golgari got, but because, you know, it has this. But look at that. That is a cool freaking color. Put that off to the side for now. Okay. Let's see what's a building pre-release. We don't care about building. To value death is to value life. Though some may try to deny it, life and death are equal parts of the same perfect cycle, each balancing and sustaining the other. You may attempt to fight that inevitability, or you may embrace it and the power it offers. We flourish in the deep, dark places others fear, reveling in the discarded riches they overlook. The undergrowth of Ravnica is our kingdom, and death holds no power over us, for we greet it as a beloved friend. We are the Golgari Swarm. You know, I always love these little things that they add in there. I read them, whether I read them on stream or not. I do read them. Okay, so let's see what comes in this. We've got 5 Guilds of Ravnica boosters. Is that normal? I think normally it's 6, but there's also a seated booster. The cool little divider. A token. And Magic the Gathering Arena to unlock cards, which I can't play because it's not on mobile, which I have a Chromebook that runs Chrome OS, so it has to be Android or nothing. So I might keep this for now, see if one of my friends wants it, if they can play it on theirs. I doubt it. I doubt they can, but if I find someone who can play it and they do want it to, I'll give it to them. Otherwise, I might give it away at some point on here. Then there's the little divider with the Golgari on it. So we'll start with the seated booster first. That includes our pre-release foil promo thing. I'll do that one last because it's shiny. I like shiny. I'm from the South, okay? Shiny entices me. So start with not the shiny. We got Golgari Locket, which costs 3. You can tap it to add Swamp or Forest. You can pay 4 Swamp, Forest, whatever combination. Tap it, sacrifice it, draw 2 cards. Which I'm putting on this side of the screen because I have a lamp on this side of the screen. If you couldn't tell by the little glowy over here. And the color change. We got Necrotic Wound, which costs a swamp, and it has undergrowth. Target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. Hey, if you have enough dead things that can take out Oogly Moogly. I mean, not that he's in standard, but still, it could take out Oogly Moogly. And for those who do not know who Oogly Moogly is, it's Ulamog. Everyone, I hate him. And then, oh wait, that was an uncommon. Cool. This one's also uncommon. Crawl Harpooner, costs Forest and 1. It has reach and undergrowth. When it enters the battlefield, choose up to one target creature with flying you don't control. Crawl Harpooner gets plus X plus 0 until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Then you may have Crawl Harpooner fight that creature. Which is a good thing because, first turn, he doesn't have haste unless if you give him haste through something else. So it lets him kind of attack, except for you have to destroy a creature instead. Then we've got Golgari Find Broker. It costs 2 swamps and 2 forests. When it enters the battlefield, the Harpooner is 3/2. Sorry. When Golgari Find Broker enters the battlefield, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. It's a 3/4, and that's kind of nice. So it could be something cheap, it could be something really expensive, but either way, these cards are already bent. Do you see this? And they're sealed. That's the thing that bothers me. Like, they were sealed in plastic in that box, which was then sealed in plastic. I mean, come on. We need to start putting silica packets in with the Magic the Gathering cards, apparently. But anyway, next card is Portcullis Vine. It costs a forest. It has Defender. You can pay 2 and tap it. Sacrifice a creature with Defender to draw a card, and it's a 0/3. Yeah, all these are bent, and it's making me mad. Not that it surprises me, but it makes me mad. Because I've never had this happen on pre-release, kits at all. Or boosters. It's only been like Planeswalker decks, the Planeswalkers pretty much. Well, okay, other than Unstable, which that was an error through Wizards, I assume, where like the machine tried to eat a card or tried to stamp the full down on it. Anyway, Vigorspore Swarm costs Forest and 5. It has Undergrowth. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gains Vigilance and gets plus X until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. And it can't be blocked by more than one creature, and it's a 6/4, which means if only one creature blocks it, that creature is more than likely, not guaranteed, to die. Then we got Erstwhile Trooper. He costs Forest, Swamp, and 1. Discard a creature card. Erstwhile Trooper gets +2/+2 and gains Trample until end of turn. Activate this ability only once each turn, and it's a 2/2. It's Zambi. Could go on my Scarab God deck, which, okay, not standard anymore, but it's still sitting there as a deck because I liked it. Need more Scarab God, though. Need one more because I have 2. We got Vicious Rumors. Costs 1 swamp, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Each opponent discards a card, then puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. You gain 1 life. That does a lot for 1 mana. I mean, it's a sorcery, but still. That's a lot for 1 mana. And it's a common. I mean, you don't beat that. We got Burglar Rat, which costs Swamp and 1, and when it enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card, and it's 1/1. Which, I mean, that's not bad. I mean, that's par for the course there. Then we got Veiled Shade, which costs Swamp and 2. And if you pay Swamp and 1, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And it's a 2/2. Which I kind of like the flavor text on this one. I sang songs of sorrow for my lost love. Imagine my horror when, one night, they were answered. Bum, bum, bum. Then we got Spinal Centipede, which costs Swamp and 2. And when it dies, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, and it's a 3/2. I like that. That's a pretty good card, actually. In my opinion. I mean, yeah, it does cost 3, but I get a counter when it dies, at least. Then we got Undercity Uprising. It costs 4, Swamp, and 2. Creatures you control gain Death Touch until end of turn. Then target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. That's nice. And then we've got Devkarin Dissident, which costs Forest and 1. And for Forest and 4, it gets +2/+2 and end of turn, and it's a 2/2. Which, to tell you the truth, I don't know what cards come in these, like how many of them are in every single Golgari versus not, which I assume there has to be a lot of variation, or every Golgari versus Golgari might be kind of boring, depending on what they got in their boosters. But the last card is our Guild Gate. It's Golgari, obviously, and it enters the battlefield tap. You can tap to add Swamp or Forest to your mana pool. It doesn't say mana pool, but we all know what it means. Okay, and then to be nice, I'm not going to go through the boosters and then let you see the promo. We've got Find and Finality. Find is return to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand, and it costs the hybrid mana, 2 hybrids of Swamp, Forest, whichever. Finality costs Forest, Swamp, and 4. You may put up to 2 +1/+1 counters on a creature you control. Then all creatures get -4/-4 until end of turn. Not so. I mean, if you're wanting a board wipe, it works, but otherwise, I don't like it. The full looks fairly straight, though. That's weird. Anyway, to the boosters. Yeah, there's my fat roll. I'm sorry. Deal with it. First, I'm thirsty. So, booster pack. We got Barging Sergeant. It costs Mountain and 4. It has haste and mentor. Whenever this creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. And it is a 4/2. Then we got 10th District Guard, which costs plains and 1. And when it enters the battlefield, target creature gets +0/+1 until end of turn, and it is a 2/2. And then we've got Disdainful Stroke. It costs island and 1. Counter target spell with converted mana cost 4 or greater. Yeah, I got a little close with that one, though. Then we got Torch Courier. It costs a mountain. It has haste. Sacrifice Torch Courier. Another target creature gains haste until end of turn and is a 1/1. And then we've got Dowser of Lights. Costs Swamp and 4. And is a 4/5. Then we got Pax Favor, costs Forest and 2. It has Convoke. Your creatures can help cast a spell. Each creature you tap while casting the spell pays for 1, or 1 of the mana of the creature's color. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. And then I have Izzet Block-It, which costs 3. Tap it to add island or mountain. 4 island mountain hybrid, whatever. Tap, sacrifice Izzet Locket, draw 2 cards. I call those hybrid manas. I don't know what they're actually called in game, really, but I don't care. Well, I mean, I do care, but I'm doing video right now. I'm going to call it what I want. Then we got Direct Current, which costs 2 mountains and 1. Direct Current deals 2 damage to any target. Jumpstart. You may cast this card from your graveyard by discarding a card in addition to paying its other costs. Then exile this card. Sounds kind of like Flashback, except for you discard a card too. Which isn't bad, just saying. Then we have Iron Shell Beetle, costs Forest and 1. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, and it's a 1/1. And then we've got Muse Drake, which costs island and 3. Flying. When Muse Drake enters the battlefield, draw a card, and it's a 1/3. And then we've got our first uncommon of this booster. It's called Nightveil Sprite. It costs island and 1. It has flying, and whenever it attacks, surveil 1. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. It's a 1/2. So you can't put it back into your library? Is that what it's saying? Because that's what I'm getting, because it doesn't say you may put it back either. So I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Then we got Thought Eraser, which costs Swamp and Island. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Surveil 1. Look at the top card of your library. You may put it into your graveyard. I guess it's assumed you can just put it back. I don't know. But it doesn't say for sure, so I don't like that. I'll have to look it up. And then we've got Sprouting Renewal, which costs 4 and 2. Convoke, your creatures can help cast this spell. Each creature you tab, blah, blah, blah. I've already said this. Why am I saying it again? I don't know. Choose one. Create a 2/2 green and white elf knight creature token with vigilance, or destroy target artifact or enchantment. Which I think I got this in my Celsia, like, loaded booster or whatever, whatever you want to call it. And then our rare is Camaraderie. It costs plains, forest, and 4. You gain X life and draw X cards, where X is the number of creatures you control. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. And we got the Is It Guildgate? It enters the battlefield tap it to add island or mountain. And hey, we got the Elf Knight creature token for that card. Sweet. Sorry, I'm thirsty again. Gotta fix that thirst. Time for our second booster. First card's Wall of Mist. It costs island and 1. It has Defender and is a 0/5. Then we have a Wojek. I don't know how to say it. I'm saying it's Wojek. Bodyguard. It costs Mountain and 2. It has Mentor, and it can't attack or block alone. It is a 3/3. And then we have Take Heart, which costs a plains. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. You gain 1 life for each attacking creature you control. And then after that, we have Dimmer. I'm hoping that's how you say it. Informant costs island and 2. And when it enters the battlefield, Surveil 2. And it's a 1/4. Our next card is Urban Utopia. It costs forest and 1. Enchant land. When Urban Utopia enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted land has tap. Add 1 mana of any color. And then we have Mood Mark Painter, which looks interesting. You know, the card art, that is. It costs 2 swamp and 2. It has Undergrowth, which when it enters the battlefield, target creature gains Menace and gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. And it's a 2/3. The art is just interesting to me, at least. We have Direct Current again. Iron Shell Beetle again. Use Drake again. And then we've got Gateway Plaza. Gateway Plaza enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you pay 1. You can tap it to add 1 mana of any color, which is nice, in my opinion. And then we've got our first uncommon, Beacon Bolt. It costs Mountain, Island, and 1. Beacon Bolt deals damage to target creature equal to the total number of instant and sorcery cards you own in exile and in your graveyard. And it also has Jumpstart. That's nice. Oh, this next card's kind of adorable. It's Affectionate Indrik. It costs forest and 5. And when it enters the battlefield, you may have it fight target creature you don't control, and it's a 4/4. The problem isn't the Indrik's enthusiasm, it's Ravnica's lack of guardrails. He just wants some loving. Just pet him. Just pet him. And then we've got Crush Contraband. It costs plains and 3. Choose one or both. Exile target artifact or exile target enchantment. I like that. That nice. And then our rare is Overgrown Tomb. You can tap it to add swamp or forest. As it enters the battlefield, you may pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. I would, depending on what's going on, that's when you make your choice. Like, I mean, if it's your first card you can play and it's the only mana you have, but a lot of your stuff's low cost, you might want to pay the 2 life. Then for our guild gate here, we got dimmer guild gate, which blue and black tap, Hopefully y'all know what a guild gate is. If not, well. And then we've got the soldier lifelink token. Oh yeah. So thirsty. So much thirst. We've been doing things all day today. And this is all I've had to drink today, pretty much. Except for I did have a tea at food, but that's it. So, I'm kind of thirsty. In case you didn't know, I'm a thirsty hoe. Not really. Okay, just, just need more liquid. Our next card, we've got Disdainful Stroke again. Then we got Torch Courier. Have I said him already? I don't think I have. And if I have, deal. I'm sorry. He costs a mountain. He has haste. And if you sacrifice him, another target creature gains haste until end of turn. And he is a 1/1. Then we've got Hunted Witness, which costs a plains. And when it dies, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink. And it's a 1/1. And guess what? We have the token. I love how we're just getting the tokens. And then we have the best card, Generous Stray. It costs Forest and 2, and it's a cat. Anyway, when it enters the battlefield, draw a card, and it's a 1/2. Hey, I'm a kitty cat, and I'm meow meow meow, and I'm meow meow meow. Leave me alone. I'm enjoying that card. Spinal Centipede again. And then we've got Piston Fist Cyclops. He costs 2 Mountain Island Hybrid mana. 1, and he has Defender as long as you've cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn. Piston Fist Cyclops can attack as though it didn't have a Defender and is a 4/3. Woot woot. And then Pitiless Gorgon, which costs 2 Forest Swamp Hybrid mana and 1. It has Death Touch, and that is weirdly uncentered, but I can't find another card that just has that little on it right now, so that might be normal. But it looks weird. And it is a 2/2. It has Death Touch. That is a good day, in my opinion. And then we've got Hammer Dropper. It costs plains, mountain, and 2. It has Mentor, and it's a 5/2. Then we've got Artful Takedown, which costs Swamp, Island, and 2. Choose one or both. Tap target creature. Target creature gets -2, -4 until end of turn. Can kill the thing, possibly. And then we've got Sumala Woodshaper. Costs plains, forest, and 2. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or enchantment card from among them and put them in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And it's a 2/1. I like the colors. And then now to our uncommons. We got Goblin Crater Maker. It costs mountain and 1. And you pay 1, sacrifice Goblin Crater Maker, choose 1. It deals 2 damage to target creature or destroy target colorless non-land permanent. It's a 2/2. And then we got True Fire Captain, which costs 2 plains and 2 mountains. It has a mentor, and whenever it is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target player. And it's a 4/3. I like it. Then we've got Inspiring Unicorn. It costs 2 plains and 2. Whenever it attacks, creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn, and it is a 2/2. And then for our rare, we've got Vivid Revival. It costs Forest and 4. Return up to 3 target multicolored cards from your graveyard to your hand. Exile Vivid Revival. Wow, I kind of like that. Bring cards back, always good. And then we've got the Izzet Guildgate, red and blue. And then we've got the Bird Illusion token with flying. So Someone messaged me on my phone. Y'all probably heard it. He knows I'm doing this. Anyway. We've got more boosters. We've got Leapfrog. It costs Island 2. Leapfrog has flying as long as you cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn. And it's a 3/1. Then we've got Goblin Locksmith, who costs Mountain in 1. And whenever it attacks, creatures with Defender can't block this turn. And he's a 2/1. Sorry for that burp. It was disgusting, I know. And then we've got Ledev Guardian, costs Plains in 3. It has Convoke. And it's a 2/4. I like that wolf. Wolf. Winter is coming. I wish it wasn't. The Never Happen costs Swamp in 2. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from the player's graveyard or hand and exile it. Nice. Then you got Hitchclaw Recluse, costs Forest in 2. It has Reach and is a 1/4. Then we got Dimmer Locket. It costs 3. You can tap it to add Island or Swamp. You can pay 4 of the Island or Swamp. Tap it, sacrifice it, draw 2 cards, like most of the lockets. I assume all of them, but I haven't seen them all, so, can't know. Then we got Centaur Peacemaker, which costs Plains, Forest in 1. And when it enters the battlefield, each player gains 4 life, which I'm not big on each, but whatever. And it's a 3/3. Probably a way to turn that around to your advantage. More so than it already is. Darkblade Agent costs Swamp Island, 1. As long as you surveilled this turn, Darkblade Agent has Death Touch, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card, and it's a 2/3. Then we got Devious Cover Up. It costs 2 islands and 2. Counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. You may shuffle up to 4 target cards from your graveyard into your library. I like that. I do like that. We've got Erstwhile Trooper again. And then we got Gatekeeper Gargoyle. It costs 6. It has flying, and when it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each gate you control, and it's a 3/3. And that's our first uncommon. Now we got Electrostatic Field. It costs Mountain in 1. It has Defender, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Electrostatic Field deals 1 damage to each opponent, and it's a 0/4. Kind of like that a little. I like doing damage. Direct damage to people's nice. Then you got City Watch Sphinx, which costs Island in 5. It has flying, and when it dies, Surveil 2, and it's a 5/4. And then for our rare, we have Assure and a Symbol. Assure costs 2 Forest Plains hybrid. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. That creature gains indestructible until end of turn. A Symbol is Plains, Forest, and 4. Create 3 2/2 green and white Elf Knight creature tokens with Vigilance. Then we've got the Boris Gilgate, which is Mountains and Plains. And then we got the Elf Knight creature token with Vigilance. Sadly, this is our last booster. May it have something really awesome. Like Liliana of the Veil, except for she's not in the set, but let's pretend, shall we? We can dream I'll get something good like that some year. We've got Fire Urchin, which costs Mountain in 1. It has Trample, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Fire Urchin gets +1/+0 until end of turn and is a 1/3 to begin with. Then we've got Intrusive Pack Beast. It costs Plains and 4. It has Vigilance, and when it enters the battlefield, tap up to 2 target creatures your opponents control, and it's a 3/3. Then we've got Maximize Altitude, which costs an island. Target creature gets +1/+1, gains flying until end of turn, and it has jump start. And then you've got Mood Mark Painter again. And then you got Hitchclaw Recluse, which costs Forest and 2. It has Reach and is a 1/4. Then we've got Erstwhile Trooper again. And then Maniacal Rage, which costs Mountain and 1. Enchant Creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and can't block, which would suck if it's Defender. Then we've got Hired Poisoner, which costs a swamp. It has Death Touch, and it is a 1/1, which is nice because usually 1/1 equals a swamp. Death Touch equals, well, 1 mana. Then we've got Blade Instructor, which costs my brain don't work. Plains and 2, and it has a Mentor, and it's a 3/1. And then we've got Sonic Assault, which costs Mountain, Island, and 1. Tap target creature. Sonic Assault deals 2 damage to that creature's controller, and it has Jump Start. And now for our first uncommon of this last pack, Whispering Snitch. Costs Swamp and 1. Whenever you surveil for the first time each turn, Whispering Snitch deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain 1 life. I like that. And it's a 1/3. And then it is Night Veil Predator, which costs 2 Swamp and 2 Islands. It has Flying, Death Touch, Hexproof, and it's a 3/3. That's nice. But it does have double mana cost. Inescapable Blaze costs 2 Mountain and 4. This spell can't be countered. It deals 6 damage to any target. I don't like cards that can't be countered. And then for our rare, we've got Narcomoeba, Island 1. Flying, when it's put into your graveyard from your library, you may put it on the battlefield, and it's a 1/1. Not so big on that one, but whatever. And then we've got Selesnya Guildgate, which is Plains and Forest. And we've got the Soldier Lifelink token. That's it for the pre-release kit I bought. Well, my friend bought. It was a gift. What do y'all think? How did your pre-release go? Did you have fun? Did you win any matches? Unlike me, if I had been able to go, had to say it. Okay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.